So in a nutshell, sociobiology is a contemporary theory on trying to explain what motivates our behavior. And it states that pretty much everything we do of significance is about being able to have offspring. And it doesn't matter if you're using birth control, it doesn't matter if you're unable to have children, it doesn't matter if you're gay. It's all on an unconscious level. And it makes sense, life wants to perpetuate itself, but we're not lacking humans. We're approaching 7 billion pretty quickly, and we are lacking consciousness in the world. So the way I look at the spiritual path is that you are going to sacrifice some of the sociobiology choices you'd normally make for a peaceful mind. And oftentimes how you live on a spiritual path is in conflict with how you live on a sociobiological path. And it's all very unconscious until you realize that sociobiology is keeping you at a rather low vibration, and it's really not helping the world. We don't need more people on the planet so much as we need more consciousness. And so one way to make the shift is to make sure that when you're making choices about sexuality that you don't reward ignorance. Because on a sociobiological level, everything is controlled. Behavior is controlled by what is rewarded sexually. That's it. That's what it all boils down to. So if you want to walk the spiritual path and you want to use sexuality as a part of that path, you can become conscious of using sociobiology in a different way, which is to not just be taken in by the factors that normally motivate sexual behavior regarding looks and, power and status and those kind of things like that. I'm not saying sleep with people you're not attracted to, but know that if you are with somebody and sexually rewarding somebody who is ignorant, unconscious, unaware, and not on the path, then you're not perpetuating the evolution of humanity by making those kind of choices. And in all likelihood, you're probably only drawn to that person out of habit or because of some unresolved issues with your family. They remind you of your dad or mom or whatever in ways that may not be healthy until you do the work on yourself to resolve your family of origin issues and so forth. It will not be clear. The choices you're making won't be clear until you resolve those kind of past issues anyhow. So if you want to help the world make this shift from a more physical, biologically motivated realm into a more spiritual realm, be very conscious of how you use your sexuality and your choices around sex and relationships, because that's what's motivating people. And when there is a shift towards higher consciousness, that you want to be with people who've done work on themselves, and it's not always easy, because we're attracted to form, but when we're attracted to spirit, then it's more rewarding. There's less conflict in relationships. I would say the majority of people I know who are in relationships are enwrapped in some kind of conflict on some level, and this is because we're in a shift right now on the planet. And so people who are moving towards greater awareness, they're going to be struggling with their unresolved stuff and acting out parental issues and wanting a higher kind of love but not being able to get to it because they haven't done enough work yet on themselves and that kind of thing. So relationships aren't going to be easy until we make different choices. That's just the way it is. Thanks for listening.